G'day guys, it's Jake here. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Please do your own research when it comes to investing. Please be sure to check out my links below, including exchanges I use and social media content that I post. All right, let's go. Okay, so another weekly video, and I'm filming this one on a Friday because I'm going away for the weekend. As Father's Day is on Sunday, heading down to the Big Smoke, down to good old Melbourne. So, yeah, I won't be filming a video then, so I'll film a video tonight to get it ahead of time, okay, which is quite important to get one out again. So, we'll start from my Twitter page. Right up, first up, if you haven't followed me already, chuck us a follow if you can. I've only got 131 followers, but, it'll grow as this bull market progresses. More people show interest, and I'll keep sharing valuable stuff, charts, etc. Sharing other people's thoughts too. So finding the best of the best to share for nothing, So if you want to chuck us a follow, it'd be fantastic. I don't post guitar content, unfortunately. It's mostly crypto content for my Twitter. That is my guitar too, if you're wondering. A lot of my Gibsons. You can see the amplifier in the background there. Yeah, I love guitar. So all good. Anyway, I just wanted to show you something. Now, first up, you got this sort of thing I shared, all these Solana memes. You can see all these memes. They're all down to the bottom. Stigma, Sigma, Stan, Ponky, Monkey, Amy, Duco, Dead Flat. There's a couple at the start too. With, Dog with Hat, Popcat, FWOG, Billy, Tardio, Moomoo. Okay? Yeah, they're all Solana memes and they're all battered down, beated, look like they're dead. Okay, but I said they will have their fun turn in the sun. Okay, fun in the sun. Eventually, because the bull run is coming. So coins look like that. Your old coin looks like that. Don't be afraid. Keep buying more because I do think it's going to be a big alt season. So don't capitulate and give up now. So I'll just share some charts on my Twitter. So ETH Bitcoin saying we might get a pullback. Okay. To get a higher low. This one's the bottom's in for my view of ETH Bitcoin, but I reckon a higher low needs to happen. And then bam, continuation to the top. Okay, like we've done previous cycles, 2021 and 2017. So we'll do that. And rejecting from the 100-week SMA, like we have. No, we haven't really rejected from it previously. We did sit up here. We did bounce off it here, 2022. But we had found support at the 50-week. As you can see here, it's price action. And you broke through it here. So I reckon 100-week is the rejection period point, and we get a high low. So all Bitcoin pairs need to go to their range lows. They haven't been to the range lows. ETH has, and the old Bitcoin pairs haven't. So that's why I'm saying ETH will actually make a higher low compared to the altcoin market because it's bigger. It's number 2, and it should be a stronger coin by this stage of the cycle. All right, another thing I wanted to show you is Bitcoin. Okay, I posted this on the 31st of August. I said we're at the bull market's a bought band. Okay, then 1D MACD looks bullish. We should get a bounce. Short-term bounce before a lower low in September. So I'm expecting a push higher and then and made a lower low. We could come down 100K. I don't know exactly, but it seems September's seasonally bearish. So a push higher and then down. And I'll show you on the charts coming up, okay, what's going on there. So metrics, price metrics, and on-chain. So the current point, Bitcoin's risk is at 54. Okay, so it's a middle risk range for Bitcoin's price. Social metrics is 0. So I like to look at this chart. This is a very good one to gauge YouTube subscribers, YouTube views, Twitter analysts, Twitter exchanges, Twitter L1s, okay? And you can see every time we go past 0.8, we top. All right, 2017 cycle, 321, get 0.8 and actually went to 0.9 and went to the 1 risk. It's a very, very top. That was peak euphoria. And it made a lower high here compared to the first high. Even though the price went higher, the social metric went lower. and boom, fell off the cliff. Okay, now we're currently at zero, guys. We're at zero. It can't go any lower than that. So if you want to get in now, it's not a bad idea. Definitely in terms of, sentiment goes, it's pretty dead. Retail haven't returned. According to this metric, they're at zero, all right? So no one really cares, even though Bitcoin's climbing higher, not far from all-time highs, and no one cares. So it's interesting, isn't it? When retail come back, they usually come back too late. They come back right when these peak euphoria, end of the cycle moments happen. We're not quite there yet. I reckon we've got some price, definitely some increases to go. 200K plus, I reckon, for Bitcoin this cycle. So we're sort of a little over the halfway mark. And, yeah, zero risk. So no one's really interested, which is interesting. Social metrics, okay. Next one, fear and greed. So the fear is 48 at the moment. Okay, so it's sort of neutral. That sort of middle point. Nothing too fancy there. It was sort of hovering in the midpoint. And, yeah, nothing fancy. As of recent, we did go down to 42 was in June. Okay, and did go to 48. 39. Oh, sorry. Hang on, what the hell? Okay, it's interesting. This is more plotted over price. I think this is the price of Bitcoin. So it went to 39 there. Quite low now. It's sort of bounced back up. We're at 48. Okay, that's that one. So nothing too shabby there. Not quite where I want to see. It gets nice and orange. You get like 17, 20s, even here, and the tariffs thing going on. If I zoom into this, you can see you got quite low. 24, 18, okay, extreme fear. I want to see this happening, okay, below 30 to really see a good entry to get into the next dip, okay. Bitcoin, now we're pushing higher, as you see here. And I went back to the tweet saying that we're going to push higher. This is end of August, right? So we're going to get a bounce here due to the MACD on the daily and then probably come down lower. So look, here we are. Bitcoin is pushing higher. Bounce off the bull market support band as expected. Where could we go to? I do have a sort of a theory. What could potentially happen if I go to the daily, weekly moving averages on the 50-day. So the other one was a 50-week. This is 50-day. Okay, so we bounced off it here. We rejected from here. Sort of had a support here. Rejections here. So it does respect it, yeah. It does sort of bounce around it, respect it. Just showing you what sort of it does. Bounce off it here a little bit. Poked its head above it. But retested it as support. So it does sort of respect it, yeah. And that's gives you an idea of where sort of people are like day trading essentially. Not perfect, but it's a gauge for sort of smaller time frames. But I like to look at bigger time frames. But we're on the 3-day time frame, okay? It doesn't matter what time frame. This is a daily moving average on the 50-day, and that's sitting at currently 115,000. All right. So I do suspect we could come up to here, probably go a little bit higher to come up to these levels, 116,000, 117,000, somewhere around there. Probably go a little bit higher. Take out the liquidity here. Okay, take out those stop orders, and then bam, head down to the bottom. I do see it's going down to 100K. All right, a push higher and then a drop, which is probably not what people want to hear. But it's historically a bearish month, September, and yeah, it seems likely that we get a bearish leaning price action. Another reason why I do think it's going to happen. So go back to this chart, change to the 1 week time frame. 1 week, so 50-week moving average. We're down here at 95,000, right? On the weekly time frame, we're actually at 96,000. Zoom into the weekly and 96,000. See that? So currently 96, and it's rising, which is a good thing. This is rising, and I do think that by the time we get there, okay, we're going to get to that 117,000, whatever it is, and then drop by late September into October, hit 100K, and by this stage, this moving average, okay, should be up here, yeah? It's rising to catch up to price. That'd be a good thing. And at the past, and during this cycle, we've found support here. So tariff scare, it's found support here. Back in 2024, nice support off the 50-week. Even in 2023, got really close to it. Okay. We found rejection. Back to the bull market support band and shot higher. Okay. And rejection here. And during the bull market of 2021, we just came to support. It's September. So we came to support 50-week and the 20-week for the bull market support band. We came back to it in the summer of 2021. Okay, never closed below it. And, you know, you can go back further and further and further. And back to the previous cycle, we never really got there. This 2017 cycle, we sort of more found support at the bull market support band, as you see here. You know, didn't go to the pink movie average. It's quite interesting, you know. So this is March, this is July, this is September. So we didn't go to this moving average. It doesn't always have to go there. This is a stronger bull market. It is very, very strong. So you can see as soon as we broke out of it, so this is the start of the first candle above it, that was it. Never went below it again until here, after the bear market started in 2018. So it's a good gauge to if we're in a bull market or a bear market. And we're in a bull market because we're above it. But it's a good thing. We still go higher. And I do think we're going to retest it again. Another reason. So look at the weekly MACD. Looks bearish. So we're pointing down. And on the 3-day time frame, look, we can definitely go a little bit lower as well. Okay. So it looks like it wants to go down to the blue and before going higher. So we can get a little short-term bounce. On the daily time frame, I was saying that MACD looks bullish. It is bullish. All right, it is pointing higher, but how long until it rolls back over? Yeah, down, and eventually we go up again on daily, and then every time frame lines up. At the moment, they're not lining up. One's bullish, and the other two are bearish. So got to take it as it is. Okay, so short term push higher for a drop. That's what I see for Bitcoin. ETH now. ETH's interesting. I'll go back to the 3-day time frame. So I like more high time frame data. It's more accurate. Now we're sort of seeing, you know, a high here and a high here on the MACD. Looks to be going lower. It looks pretty bearish at the moment compared to Bitcoin. See if it sort of does push higher. We don't know. It can just sort of come high up to the top here. Bitcoin gets 117,000. I do see ETH probably going higher. And if Bitcoin corrects, I do see ETH coming down to 3,500 to meet with this bull market support band. Okay. The 50-week will catch up too. So it'll be a combination of the two, catching up to support and then continue higher. Right? I need to see this happen because we had a huge rally from the bottom here in April. Massive capitulation down here. And I've risen quite a lot. All right, I've gone from this week to the week high, 257%. It's a massive move for ETH. And it needs to cool down and correct. Had a big move, all right? And the reason why I say that, right, is every other time, so 2021 in September, so seasonality-wise, we've had a correction down into the bull market swap band, right? Yeah. We're going to the market cycle peak, 2017. Read this again. You go to September, which is here, right? Bull market support band. So it touches it perfectly here. Okay, I'll zoom in a little more. And then it goes to the market cycle peak. Right? So why would it be any different this time around? You know, if it does it there, back there, it has to do it again. I think before cooling off and then going high, and this is the reason why I think Bitcoin's going to go down as well, because it has to go down to drag ETH down with it. And then, boom. But ETH could really, you know, from the big high here, it's a 30% drop, basically. Not the most pleasant, but I rip the band off, get over done with, and then we can go on with the bull market, all right? And that's that one there. It's interesting. We'll see what will play out in September. Could, you know, we don't know. It could be bullish. It could change my mind, but seasonality suggests it is bearish. And I'll sort of show you seasonality because you want to get an idea. Charts, and I'll go down to monthly returns. And seasonality suggests that, you know, for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin's bearish, the rest of them bearish. All right. So it's the barometer for the rest of the market. You can see when it loads. Historically, you can see majority years have been bearish. Not always, but majority, 4.5% down. Okay, plus or minus 12%. So, had some green years, of course, but majority of the, said majority is red, same as August, majority is red. And we did get a bearish August, minus 6% we closed, even though every other post-halving year, so 2021 was bullish, 2017 in August was bullish, and 2013 was bullish. I thought we'd get a bullish August, but we didn't get one. We got a bearish one. At the moment, we're bullish in September. Will it end up red? Who knows? That's the reason why I'm sort of hinting that, because it's seasonality, it's suggesting with bearish September, we get a correction for ETH. All right, and then continuation higher, which is a good thing. Get it over and done with. Retest this support band, and then boom, off the races from there. This thing needs to roll over. It looks like it wants to go down and go higher. All right, so that's the reason behind that. And Bitcoin as well. And look, that's pretty well it. You got altcoins pairs, against Bitcoin as well, and they look like they're going to drop too. Look, poking their head above the 50-week. I do see them going down the bottom. Probably break that low, actually. Go on the weekly time frame. Do see them going down to the range lows, to the very, very lows. So here, 2019, 2020, 2021, actually went way below it. And 2017, I do see it's come back down to 0.25. Sometime, not that late, but probably earlier, probably by November, and then boom. And do the same thing as this cycle, really parabolic. You see there, went absolutely bananas, straight line up, basically. This cycle took a bit longer. We could take longer. Could go into 2026. I don't know. Don't rule it out, because it's a big asset class now, so things take longer to move. The reason why it could take a bit longer. You definitely need to see this bottom out first before going up to the top. I don't see this going to the top first. It needs to reset, basically a reset button, a bit like what ETH Bitcoin did, okay? And it's already gone down to its lows. See, it went down to the very bottom, 2019 there. When it went to its low, double bottomed on a massive time frame there, and we're going higher. Right, so the low is in for ETH Bitcoin. But the old Bitcoin pairs, everything except for Bitcoin and ETH against Bitcoin, it needs to bottom out. Okay, it's just quite simple. I don't explain it. It's hard to explain, but it's. I can really show another reason why. It's Bitcoin dominance plus USDT dominance plus USDC dominance. It's got this trend line here since 2021. Okay, we've touched it here. We're bouncing off it again, okay, back in 2024, sorry. And we want to bounce and go higher there. So this doesn't hold and breaks down, and old season is coming, okay. It's very, very close. It's basically about to start. But I don't think it's happening, because we're going to get this bounce. These three assets are going to take market share, head back up to this zone here. All right. We haven't got there yet. Got there in 2020, 2019, 2020, 21. Why can't we go there again? We nearly got there this time in June, but not quite. Oh, yeah, that's that one. And, S&P for quickly. So S&P is going quite high, and it's basically all-time highs again. So it's showing a lot of strength here. Will you see a correction? I don't see much of a correction for the S&P. Probably back to its highs here, back to the bull market support band, and then boom. But when will that happen? Could be here this month or next month. We don't know. Looking pretty bullish. At the moment, depending on what the job numbers say tonight too, the unemployment rate and the NFP, non-farm payrolls coming out. So if that comes in really weak, I could send the market a bit lower, or I could shrug it off. So, because the market is expecting a rate cut this month from the Federal Reserve, so they could solicit rate cuts, further rate cuts if it's really weak data, and also inflation next week. Be interesting to see. Give the next week month's decision going into that one. So October's got a Fed meeting as well this month. I don't think there's one in November. Pretty sure there's not one there, but there's one in December. All right, so yeah, that is that. And early to see this going down because this oscillator is getting a bit overheated, overbought. I do see it's crossing down and come back down here. Reset and higher. So that's what I'm sort of seeing what's going to play out with the price of the MACD. So getting a bit overheated and looking nice, a round curve. Nice when it's nice and rounded. You see the price sort of follows it like that. Yeah. Not always, but so we got rounded here and it did a little correction and then it went higher. But it corrected to its bull market support band. So the bull market support band there. That's what I'm sort of seeing happening in the month of September, going into October. Right. And that's it. And to really finish off, just look at, these are sort of the coins I'm looking at buying. Already bought a couple. And I will accumulate a bit more. But, prices aren't quite low enough for me just yet to get into these things. Yeah, look, they're great coins. They're on mostly on the base chain there. 3 on the base chain, 1 on Sui and 1 on ETH. And I don't want to talk much about them because I haven't really bought all of them yet. I've only bought a couple, and I do participate more heavily into them. That's where the gains are in meme coins, culture coins, community coins, if you want to call them that, because they create a vibe and people understand them. They're easy to explain to people. You get like projects that are in the DeFi space and the gaming space. It gets a bit more difficult to explain these things, all right? These projects are memes, and you don't really need to explain them. They're quite simple to understand. So, money flows where attention goes. I think attention will go to the base chain, these base meme coins, and Sui will get its massive rise too in this bull run. ETH obviously will do well, so ETH means will do well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Going over different things, like the fear and greed, seeing it's sort of medium, nothing to be fearful about yet in the month of September. You seasonally see that September is a bearish month, okay, on average for Bitcoin. So crypto seems to be pretty well correlated to it, and Bitcoin drops, everything else drops. It brings everything down because it's the king, okay, and it has to. Without it, the industry wouldn't exist. So you have to really base your opinion on where the Bitcoin price is going to go to make your decisions on what altcoins you're investing in for this cycle round, for this bull run, okay? So that's that one, and some historical risk metric stuff. I think of Bitcoin risks at 53 or 4, I think it was. So mid-risk for Bitcoin there. Social risk, so basically YouTube and Twitter subscribers, followers, whatever, shows that retail hasn't showed up yet. No retail involved just yet. A week later, nothing happened. So, yeah, pretty boring. What else? We talked about my tweets saying I did see a bounce just for this early this month, going to probably mid-month to probably 117K, somewhere around there. The bull market support band, as we are getting a bounce right now as we speak. I did predict that to happen, quite obviously, because it does get knee-jerk reactions at the bull market support band. And I just base my opinion off what happens previous data and the fact that the daily MACD was turning bullish. So a short-term move, but I do see a lower low in September, going in October. But not really, fun month for investors, but get excited. It's because the fun is going to come. He's got to wear the pain first. And I also see the Bitcoin dominance going higher, altcoin Bitcoin pairs going down. So negative price action for alts against Bitcoin, they will underperform. So you've got to be careful there. Don't get too heavy. It's DCA to dollar cost average to get your buys very good. Average your buys down. And then once really, I'll look at other indicators like risk metrics and that. I've got another risk metric on my trading view. I showed one on the Cryptoverse, but I've got one in my trading view as well that I'll follow really carefully. When that gets to a low enough risk number, like I did in April, it's definitely a time to buy. So that'd be the best time to get in. And I'll be making a video when that happens, okay, for sure. So don't miss that one. And yeah, just looking at pretty much ETH stock market as well, seeing it needs to really correct. It's been going parabolic too since April. So it needs to really cool off a bit. Back to its bull market support band. this is a time to do it. Seasonality suggests that. And historically, the stock market also is bearish in September. So take it as it is. The data says yes. Don't go against. You can go against it if you want to. Yeah, just get your finances in order. Don't invest more than you're willing to risk. Okay, and don't get emotional about it, because emotion can crush you if you can't handle drawdown. But obviously, the stock market, if you invest in the S&P, you're not going to get much drawdown. So don't worry about that one. It's just more so the altcoin market. If you're investing now, I'm front running the correction I see coming for ETH and Bitcoin and the rest of the market. So yeah, just be cautious. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like. All right. Comment your thoughts below. Comment your thoughts below. Sure to subscribe. Check out the links below, and I'll catch the next one. Cheers.